What's up, YouTube? It's me, Randy, with another video. And as you see from the title, we'll be trying to get a random player from the NBA into the NBA Hall of Fame. So what we gonna do? We gonna spin the wheel, and we gonna spin 3 players, and I'm gonna choose which one we gonna try to get into the Hall of Fame. So for our first spin, someone on the Suns. Now we spinning for the position, and so we got small forward. So let's see the Suns small forwards. So here's the Suns small forwards, and the best one is Mikal Bridges. So we gonna take Mikal Bridges as our first player. So here's our second spin. So a player from the Miami Heat. So now let's choose the position. So here's the spin for the position. And another small forward. So now let's see the Heat small forward. So for our second pick, it's obvious about to be Jimmy Butler. So now let's go back to the wheel. So now for our third spin. So we got someone on the Celtics. So now let's spin for their position. So now we spinning for the position. And we get a power forward. So let's see who plays power forward on the Celtics. So for our third player, we have Jason Tatum. And out of all these 3, I'm choosing Jason Tatum. So let's get this challenge started, and let's try to get Jason Tatum in the Hall of Fame. So the Celtics made it to the playoffs in the second seed, going against the 7th seeded Milwaukee Bucks. They take game 1 and 2. Milwaukee take game 3, and the series is tied. And the Boston Celtics move on, facing against the 3rd seeded Miami Heat. Heat take game 1 and game 2. And they take game 3. And the Celtics get swept. And the Lakers win the championship. So now let's head to next season. Celtics made it to the playoffs in the 5th seed going against the 4th seeded 76ers. Sixers take game 1. And Jason Tatum is injured. He should be back now, and he is. Well, Sixers take game 2. We are going to jump in.
41 seconds left to play in the 4th. Brown with it. Thompson with a screen. Drive by Brown.
Big time shot, sending his teammates into a frenzy.
I'll tell you, these guys have worked so hard together. Everyone pulling in the same direction. Beautiful to watch.
And now let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, Ben Simmons.
Yeah, and this game really has his fingerprints all over it. He's been dominating and making it look effortless. It's always fun to watch someone just flat out take over like he's done here today.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Here's Harris. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
In so many ways, Harris can beat you. He has the size and skill to score from all 3 levels.
Free throw drops for Harris.
The question is, now can they protect the 3-point lead he's given them?
Boston calls timeout. They trail by 3. There's 25 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Tatum against Harris. Tatum inside. Got a hand on it.
Wingspan, athleticism, verticality. Robinson with authority sends it back.
Left side Tatum. And here's Brown for 3. The 3 won't fall. And now we've got an intentional foul.
Yeah, just a must-foul situation to stop the clock.
Oh, the first of 2, no good. A heartbreaker. Philly comes up empty, missing both. So a close game.
So the Sixers have a 3-0 lead on the Boston Celtics. So let's see, can the Celtics come back or not? So they'll take game 4. So we're just gonna jump in this game.
Tobias Harris out there with Matisse Thybulle. Then there's Mitchell Robinson. Then there's Shake Milton. And it's Simmons in at the point. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. And the Celtics in possession here. They led by as many as 18. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clock. Outside Sexton. Back to Tatum. Robinson with a steal. From deep. Rebound Boston. Now Sexton. And so it's Boston with the W.
So Boston take game 5. So let's see, will they go home or can they force a game 7? So we are gonna jump in.
seconds left to play in the final quarter. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
And to foul and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what? Who knows? You miss a strike, and they're right there within range. You know, late game free throws are a lot different than early game free throws in terms of making.
Clutch free throws there. That should ensure they're going home with the W.
Rose kicks to Thompson. The three from Tatum. Rejected by Harris.
What a block from Harris. Terrific work there.
And they do it. They'll move on to round.
So the Celtics was eliminated, and the Nuggets wins the championship. So now let's go to the off season. The Celtics are back in the playoffs in the first seed going against the 8th seed Chicago Bulls. They take game 1. Chicago take game 2. Boston 3. Boston 4. Bulls take game, I think that was 5. And the Bulls forced a game 7. And I think they had a 3-1 lead on them, so can they blow it or not? And they keep on their lead, and they will be faced against the 5th seeded Indiana Pacers. Indiana take game 1. Boston 2. Indiana 3. And they got a 3-1 lead. Can they come back? Or are they about to go back home? And they go back home. And the Dallas Mavericks wins the championship, so now let's head to next season. So I went into the draft lottery, and it looked like we have the second best chance of getting the first overall pick from the San Antonio Spurs. So let's see, can we get it? And no, we don't, and we fall we fall down to the 5th overall pick. So now let's see who we can get with it. I might trade it. Let me see who's on a draft. Devin Westbrook. Yeah, I probably might trade it. I might probably trade the pick. We do need a want this bonus. Can you play center? Yeah, I might. Yeah, I'm gonna accept this trade deal. We gonna play him as center. What's his height? Yeah, he can play center. So we just gonna put him as center, and we gonna let the CPU do the draft. Or the rest of our draft. Because we trying to build around Jason Tatum. Okay, so we gonna let him walk Akeem Allen, and then we gonna keep Grant Williams for agency. Okay, let's try to get Jokic. Okay, well, I'm gonna be right. I'm just gonna sim auto. Okay, I'm not about to sim. But I'm gonna get back at y'all after I get done doing free agency. Celtics are back in the playoffs in the first seed going against the AC the Miami Heat. They take game 1, game 2, and game 4. And they win the series. Face it against the 5th seeded Detroit Pistons. Pistons taking 1, Boston 2, Boston 3, and Boston 4. Pistons win in game 5. So now we are going to jump in.
43 seconds left in the fourth. On the floor for Boston. Brown and Tatum in the forward. Marcus Smart out there with De'Aaron Fox. And it's Achua in at the 5 down low.
There is absolutely no fear in his eyes. He loves the moment.
Incredible shot with everything on the line coming through for his team.
Ooh, knocks down the clutch free throw.
No doubt about those free throws. This is why you put the ball in his hands.
Here's Tatum. Oh, he got it! He got it!
He lives for moments like this because he wants to be the guy to hit the clutch shot.
Let's take a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Jason Tatum.
This has been one of the most dominant performances I've ever seen. What's incredible is he has no off switch, but just a tremendous motor, and he's making an impact on every single possession. And look at him. You think it's just another game. He is totally in control of his emotions.
Levine can't hit. And they committed intentional foul. We'll see another one of those, so they get into the penalty.
Yeah, just trying to keep this game alive. Not a bad foul right there.
There's 21 seconds left in the game. And now we've got an intentional foul. He gets the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses.
And looking to even the score with a huge 3.
This is where you want to run a play. Don't just walk it up and heave it.
And he's doing things on the glass tonight that we don't often see.
It's incredible, and I'll tell you what, it's a joy to watch. There's more to his game than threes and dunks.
Oh, the first of 2, no good. A heartbreaker. And he's able to hit the second one, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. 7 seconds left in the final quarter. Grant outside from deep 3-point range. He's off on that one. And the Boston Celtics will move on. And they barely squeeze.
So the Boston Celtics are in the conference finals going against the 3rd seeded Orlando Magic. Orlando take game 1 and game 2. Boston take game 3. And now Orlando have a 3-1 lead. Can they come back out of it or no? So they take game 5. Can they force a game 7? Ooh, and there will be a Game 7 in the Pelicans or any finals. So now let's jump in.
1:27 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Outside Tatum. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Tatum's got 31 points.
Such a clutch shooter. This guy lives for these kinds of moments and delivers.
We got De'Aaron Fox. Seth Curry's out there with Jaylen Brown. Then it's Marcus Smart. And it's Tatum in at the 5 spot. That's the Boston 5.
And challenging the bigger defender coming through in the biggest moment.
Well, he knows how much was riding on that possession. You get the sense he relishes the chance.
And that one sends the bench into a frenzy.
I'll tell you, these guys have worked so hard together. Everyone's pulling in the same direction. Beautiful to watch.
Nails the triple.
Defensively, you can't back off him that much. You don't want to give up easy threes at this stage of the game.
Tatum against Butler. And he commits the intentional foul. Achua, he's jumped in for the Celtics. Here are the Magic now. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Carter looking around. Here's Fultz. Lays it up off the glass. And now a 6-point Magic lead.
And not a bad passing center. Carter Jr. with a solid find there that leads to a bucket.
And now a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Cole Anthony.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game. And it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
27 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now we've got the intentional foul. He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. And he does get the second one. And that makes it a 7-point lead.
I think it's safe to call this one a wrap.
Well, it's been a hard-fought battle through much of the night. They just missed out on a couple of opportunities they'd love to do over.
And that's going to do it for this series. They'll move on.
These guys have played so hard, endured.
So the Celtics has been eliminated and the Pelicans win the championship. So now let's head to the off season. Back in the playoffs and the first seed going against a seeded New York Knicks. They take game 1, Knicks 2, Boston 3, 4, and they take win in game 5. So now they're going against the 5th seeded Chicago Bulls. Bulls take game 1 and game 2. And the Bulls take game 3. Can they come back or no? Or go home? So now we are going to jump in.
And the free throw, no good.
we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Malcolm Brogdon.
And I'll tell you what, this was one easy pick for sure. From the start, he looked in total control for the entire game. It's incredible to see a player outperforming everyone else on the court.
Williams is checked in for Chicago. Now here's Brown. Here he goes. Count it!
Talk about stepping up in a big way. That's why they put the ball in his hands. They know they can count on him to make crucial shots.
Timeout called. The Bulls. They trail by 1. 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. Harden against Smart. Harden with it.
It seems like every miss ends up in his hands. He's been unreal.
It's more than just being in the right place at the right time. I mean, he's been active.
So Boston take game 4. But what can they keep their season? Okay, so they win game 5. Can they force a game 7? Yes, they can. So there will be a game 7. And Boston will win game 7. And now they'll be playing against the Charlotte Hornets. They take game 1, game 2, and game 3. And they take game 4, sweeping the Hornets, and they will be facing against the 5th seeded Golden State Warriors. They take game 1. Warriors take game 2. Boston 3. And Warriors take game 4. And they take game 5. Can Golden State force a game 7, or can Boston win it? We are just gonna jump in.
Rose finds Tatum. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And another one falls. Amazing.
And he's now claimed the second most points ever in a playoff game.
Boy, he is really taking advantage of the defense. Nobody's been able to contain him.
He's past Elgin Baylor. Now his sights set on the great Michael Jordan.
Oladipo, the pass to Weissman. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Precious Achiuwa. Oh, good on that. And he's good on the second. 8 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now Bellamy. And the Boston Celtics have done it. They are now the NBA champions. What a moment it is right now to see the team who played so well together enjoying this NBA championship moment.
Well, this is a historic moment for these players and that coaching staff. And trust me, Kevin, they're going to enjoy every minute of what's coming to them, a night they will never forget for the rest of their lives.
And seeing this team come together over the course of the season and on into the playoffs, what a joy. I mean, there is no better champion the league could have asked for.
And a pleasure here at 2K Sports to be with you all season long. Good night, everyone.
The Celtics are back in the playoffs in the first seed going against the 8th seed Chicago Bulls. They take game 1 and game 2 and game 3, and they sweep the Bulls, facing against the 5th seeded 76ers. They take game 1, take game 2, take game 3, Sixers 4, and they take game 5. Now the 3rd seeded Detroit Pistons. They take game 1, Pistons 2, Boston 3, and they take game 4. So now we're just going to jump in.
And we've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. Boston calls timeout. They trail by 1. And we've got 28 seconds left in the final quarter. And now let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game.
And I just love to see a player who plays with an aggressive mindset. I mean, he had the energy and the intensity all game. He didn't waste any time when he had his chances out there by attacking the rim.
And we've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. They double-team Tatum. 16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Yeah, and that was a smart move. I mean, you have to foul right there. You just don't want them to run out the clock.
Good on the first, and that'll put them up 2.
You know, we see every year 1 or 2 guys drafted for the end of the first round contribute well for their team. But Pascal Siakam has gone well beyond that.
And so both free throws good, and it's a 3-point game.
You have to admire how calm he is under pressure at the free throw line in a key situation.
Oh, wow! A huge basket to tie the game!
You can really see their confidence growing as this game has gone on. They have reason to believe that.
Yeah, the reason is they tied it up, but it took a lot of focus and a lot of energy. We'll see if they can sustain this effort.
And the Pistons call time here. Here's Hayes. That'll count if it goes. Oh, no good. We're headed for overtime.
So the game goes into overtime, so let's see who can and the Celtics will win the game in overtime. They're back in the finals facing against the 2nd seed New Orleans Pelicans. They take game 1, game 2, New Orleans 3. Celtics take game 4. And they will take, and then they win the championship. Jason Tatum's the finals MVP, so now let's head to next season. Celtics are back in the playoffs in the 2nd seed going against the Orlando Magic. They take game 1, game 2, Orlando 3. Series is tied. So now we're just going to jump in.
On the free throw, no good.
Just a golden opportunity that's lost right there. Now, we still got a game.
And now, let's present our New Balance Player of the Game, Jaylen Brown.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show, worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
And the basket Poole. Buries the triple.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Now a timeout called by Boston. They're trailing by 1. 1 second left in the game. What's your take, guys?
And they've got enough time left to get a good look. It's got to be quick, but it doesn't have to be a heat. You can still catch, turn, and shoot.
The Celtics lose game 5, and let's see, can they come back and win the series? So there will be a game 7. And they will win the series in 7, and now they'll be facing against the 3rd-seeded New York Knicks. They can take game 1, game 2, and game 3. Knicks can't take game 4. And Boston win the series to face it against the 1st-seeded Detroit Pistons. Boston take game 1, Detroit game 2, Boston game 3, Boston game 4. And they're back in the finals facing against the 3rd-seeded Portland Trail Blazers. Boston take game 1, Trailblazers 2, Trailblazers 3. And the Trailblazers take game 4 too. Boston take game 5, and can they force a game 7? We're going to jump in.
We've got 13 seconds left to play in the 4th. Let's go with a 3. Melton, no good. And an intentional foul right there.
Yeah, just a must-foul situation to stop the clock.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now for the 2nd.
What's incredible to me is the first time Jason Tatum stepped between the lines as an NBA player, he had a willingness to take on the responsibility of being a go-to scorer, even in the tough moments.
And he does get the 2nd one. And that puts him up 5. Now here's Doncic. Here's Baisley. Laces one from 3.
Listen, we all know Luka Doncic can score, but equally impressive to me is his playmaking ability.
And now let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, De'Aaron Fox.
Think about this. He has owned this game from start to finish. Wow, so impressive. The defense literally looked helpless trying to stop him out there. He has been far and away the best player on the court, and it's not close.
And so it's Boston who scrapes by with the win. And this was an emotional win for them, no doubt about it.
Just a
So there is a game 7, so let's see who can win game 7. And the Celtics come out on top, and the Celtics won, and Jason Tatum is the Finals MVP again. So now let's head to the off season. Celtics are back in the playoffs in the first seed going against the 76ers. Sixers take game 1. Boston 2. Boston 3. Sixers 4. And Boston win the series. Now they're going against the Pistons. Pistons take game 1. Boston 2. Pistons 3. And there's a game 7. And Boston wins game 7. So now face against the Charlotte Hornets. They take game 1. Game 2. Game 3. And take game 5. Now going against the first seeded Houston Rockets. They take game 1. They take game 2. Rockets 3. Rockets 4. Rockets take game 5. And now there's a game 7. And the Celtics wins the championship with De'Aaron Fox being the Finals MVP this time. So now let's head to the offseason. Celtics are back in the playoffs, but this time I'm just about to simulate the whole playoffs. And they win the championship again. So now let's head to next season. So we are back in the playoffs, so now we're just going to simulate the playoffs. And the Boston Celtics win another championship. And De'Aaron Fox is the Finals MVP. So now we are just going to simulate all the way to the end of Jason Tatum's NBA career. So Jason Tatum finally retired after playing 18 years in the NBA. So now let's look at his rewards. So now let's see did Jason Tatum make it to the Hall of Fame. And he did, and so that means this video is successful and we completed another challenge. And that would be the end of this video. Like and subscribe and goodbye.